Hi, this is Charlie giving you Friday's market commentary. It is just coming up to 8 a.m. and I'm watching the cable here because it's having a nice run and I want to be short on this. Actually, yeah, it's got divergences on the had divergences on the 4-hour charts, and obviously I can see it's just rolled over here. Just I don't know, sometime after 7 this morning, and I'd like to be get short, but at the moment it's not letting me in. Let's have a look here. It's just coming up to the turn of the hour, so I may be able to get short just after. Just in a couple of minutes. It's 7:58 a.m. and I will be looking to short this. We're just coming into the hourly 50, but I'm not actually too fussed about that. We've tested it a couple of times now. The way that we're looking, the price is looking. I'm going to take that as a risk that we've just come into that, but it is like the old pebble on a pond syndrome. It's been tested a few times, so I'm going to give it a go. I'm looking for 156.34, I believe it is, which is a 4-hourly 21. Sorry, 156.53. So not that much below where we currently are. But let's see if we're going to get a trade in here this morning, and see if it's going to play out. Once it starts bouncing, it could want to. Put a bit of a bounce in, but the way that I'm looking at the momentum charts off screen, this looks like it could just continue. So overall, so I do want to be short, but looks like I've missed out here. We're turning everything on a bit late. So let's see if we can get something going. So I'll just press pause for a minute. Okay, so it's just coming up a bit. I'm just going to look to initiate a short. Okay, let's get one in. And using 150,000 clips this morning. I'm just wanting to get one in just ahead of the, just literally as we change the guard there, as 8 o'clock has just come in, and then I'll start to add to this and build it up to the bands. We're not playing with, it's not a huge ranges this morning on cable, so that's why I've happily just gone in a little bit earlier than I would otherwise. Sometimes I just want to get at least a position in just in case it just goes without me, and at least I can get something out of a move. So, but at the moment I can see, well, we obviously have the potential to come up to the bands, and so if we're going to come up to the bands, that's where I'll get the rest in. Then I'll pop a stop up here somewhere and see if it's just going to take its time, which it could do because of the hourly 50 being here. But I just wanted to get one in just in case, and then I'll just sit through any bounce and see what happens there. So for now, we've got some decent enough momentum, and that's why obviously on the downside, so I'm quite liking that, but obviously we've got that hourly 50 in the way. It's looking like it's trying to roll. The momentum MAs are all rolling over. I'm looking at all that stuff off screen on my other screens, obviously, and now it's just a case of saying, okay, well, I'll just sit through it. If it is going to bounce, then I'll sit through it. It's had a nice flush here, but I'm going to need to give it a decent stop. But really, even if I get my other entries in at around about 90, I'll pop the stop up here. So I'm going to give it a decent stop this morning. So we're going to be risking about £1,000 odd today on this trade. So we'll just see whether we can how it's going to work out. So let me press pause for now. Okay, so we're getting close to establishing this next entries. We've got an 8 a.m. pivot at 88, so which is about where the bands are. So I'm just keeping my eye on that, and that's where I want to see this overlap. Hopefully, it's going to come in for there. So just while we're waiting on that, just a reminder on our Facebook. If you want to follow us on Facebook, we've got. There's always information being put up there. Not so much this week. I was away early part of this week, but usually we're putting stuff up most days, and it converts across onto Twitter as well. So if you follow on Twitter, then you'll see it. But you get our quotes of the day and bits and pieces of information. And sometimes there'll be bits of information on trades that personally I may be doing, or levels that we may be looking at. So it's useful to be following us, whether it's on Facebook or on Twitter. So just a reminder there. And now I'm just waiting. It seems to have slowed right down at the moment, so I'm just waiting to get these entries off, and then I'll just put the stop in, and then I can then go and get ready, and I'll put some limit orders in for down here, but then I can and then at least start going to get ready. I think it's going to be a slow burner today maybe, so we'll have to see. But I'm having to give it a wider stop today, so it's going to be a bit of a bigger risk. So, and the thing is, what I've been doing, if you've noticed, that in recent months, because of the way the markets have been, that so often may only be one trade on, so to speak, per day or per morning when I'm doing a trade, that I've been trading with slightly smaller stakes, because I know that if I have a losing trade on a Friday morning, then that's pretty much probably going to be it, because I'm not going to have to get the video out to you, and so yes, I've certainly so I've downsized as a result, because I want to try and keep it lower. I don't want to go to the full 2,000, which I've always talked about, the full 2,000. Which I would always risk on a Friday morning, but there's no point in doing that if there's not more trades. I don't want to put that all on one trade, so I'm risking more this morning. But anyway, we'll see how it's going to pan out. Anyway, but it's still obviously not anywhere near the 2,000 limit. I'm just waiting to see if we're going to get there. Are we going to get there? I'll press pause, because there's no point me blabbering on just while we're waiting. Okay, I think we're nearly there. We're 88 at the moment, but it's not showing. There we go, there we go. So we can get these others in now. That's 2, and that's my third one, which takes the total tally to 4. So we can move that off now. And here, oops, here's the 4 entries. Hopefully you can see all those. There's my 4 entries now. So I've got the entries in at 81 was the first, then 90.9, 90.4, 90.4. So I need to get the stops in place, so I'll just do those, and you know where I'm going to put in the stops for now, up here. I mean, I will put a limit order in to take some off down here, so risk reward is not good there. Actually thinking of it, it's not how I'd normally do it, but why I'm putting my stop up here, because I just think this could be a slow morning, and I think that as a result I want to give it plenty of slack. If it's going to just chop around for a long time but not take that level out, if I'm right on that, but it could come up a bit, then I want to give it that breathing space, and then ultimately try and get a runner with the last portion or two. So that's the idea. So anyway, I shall press pause, and we'll come back to this a bit later. I say I'll come back to it later. Look, we're coming down to the lower bands already, so I'll be taking half off as we come down there, if we can get down there. Nearly on it. Not quite. There we are. So we're just on it there, so I'll take half off. There we go. So it's just taken half off, and now really it's a case of, okay, well, I can carry on giving it that slack, or I could just move my stop down now immediately, as we've come down to lower band, because what I'd normally expect is for us to try and come straight down further. So I could do that and just move my stop straight down to these highs now, and just treat it as a straightforward trade. So as we're coming down, then I think that's what we'll do. So let's get those stops in. Actually, it came down so quick I hadn't even got a chance to put the other stops in. So let's get the stops in. So we're talking around about 92. Let's do it. So let's do those, and we'll just take it from there. And I'll take one more off down here if we can come down to there, and then just leave the other one, the final portion, for a runner, and then just see what comes of that. So let's just get these stops in first of all. 156.92. It's funny when they come down quick like that. You don't get a chance to get anything done. 156.92. Oh, I need to put a limit order in down here on one of these. So the low was actually about 75, so I'll put it in at 77. So let's put that one in, because I'm going to walk out of my office now and go and get ready. It's quite early. It's getting ready time. 156.77. Oh. So I'll put a limit order in for one of these. So I always put it in just ahead of the actual low. We'll just see how this is going to get on. I'm going to go and get myself ready. And like I said, I've got the ultimate target right down there at 50 odd. So that's what I'll be looking to potentially run that to. So, but at the moment, I think I'm in a position where I can't lose. I think so. We'll just see how it goes now. I'm going to go off and get myself ready. I'll be back in a while. Okay, I've just come down because I've seen that the price has been still moving to the downside, which is a good thing. I've put a limit order in now down at 156.50 actually. 156.46 is yesterday's low, so just ahead of that would be a decent level. I was looking at 156.56, which is a 4-hourly 21, but then I've looked at it again, and it's been tested before, so I'm going to see if we can actually break that to get down to yesterday's low. So I've moved my stop down marginally down to 86 here, and just to lock in a little bit more of a gain. If it comes all the way up and stops me out there, then we'll only make about 100 or 200 quid or whatever it'll be, I don't know. But for now it's moving down. It's just hit the daily S1 pivot, so it could just bounce from right here. It's right on it at the moment. It's always possible, but at the moment the momentum's good to the downside, so we're just going to see if this can run for me. If it does put in a bounce and comes all the way up and stops me out, so be it. So I'm giving it enough slack, and we'll just see if it can get down to 156.50. Then it'll be a half decent trade here this morning. I might even we'll see how long this is going to play out, and whether it's going to get down there now in this move, or whether it's not, and whether I'm going to get stopped out, or whether it's just going to bounce for a bit and then roll over. But I'm going to keep looking at the markets. I'm watching the dollar yen at the moment. You never know, that could set up this morning as well. I'll keep my eye on that one. So let's leave it at that for now. We'll come back to this in a bit. Okay, just back from getting ready, and it's come down, and price has come into yesterday's low. So let's have a look. As we see, here's yesterday's low. So we came down. We hit, by the looks of things, it says about 47, and I put my order in at 50, which is a good ploy. So let's go. That's the hourly chart. Let's go back to the 5-minute chart. So as you can see, there's 50. So I just got sneaked there. So overall, not a bad trade, 560 odd pounds. So let's go back and have a look at the fills. We had the first one was filled at 156.81, remember, and that one came out at 156.50, so 31 pips there. And the other ones were a bit smaller, in these first two, because we took them off at the lower bands, so about 6-7 pips respectively. And then we had about 14 pips, nearly 15 pips on one of them as well. So overall, not too bad. Sometimes it's the having to take those off at the first bands, at the bands when we came down here. Obviously affects the rest of the trade to an extent, but that's the rules. That's how I trade them. And yet again, it's a combination of bands and momentum. So often is the case, and looking at the technicals of where the market is and trends and such likes. But all of that is taught in our day trading package. For those of you're thinking, what you watch this, people ask about the momentum and the bands every week. Well, it's all there in our package on the on our site, and you can get it all together, and also you get 6 months free access to the live trading room as well. But I carry on doing these. I've been doing these for 18 months now, on a Friday morning, just to demonstrate what can be done. I'm only doing it on a Friday, can't do it every day, but I think a lot of you long time watchers have seen that I think I've demonstrated over and over again just that a trader can be consistently profitable. Now, and because I show you both my winners and my losers, and you've seen them last week didn't really trade that well. It came out flat, but wouldn't exactly say that I was trading well. And that's the thing, you can't always be perfect, you can't always trade brilliantly, and some weeks you've seen, I remember beginning of January, I think the first week or two I had a couple of heavier losing weeks, and so where I lost over £1,000, I'm sure it was something like that. And so but overall you see that in the main I make money the majority of the time with losing weeks, and so you see when I lose, and so you see the good and the bad and the ugly, but you see that overall, oh okay, this is a trader who, using certain techniques, you can be consistent, not necessarily just on a trade by trade basis, because there's always going to be trades that you're going to lose on, but over time you can just see that that you can just be consistent if you've got the right methodologies and the right mindset. Okay, so that's where we are so far with this. Let's have a quick look through the other markets. Like I said, I was interested in the dollar yen. It's had a bit of a move up, but I'm looking at it on my momentum charts at the moment. It's still a bit of a mess. So I was interested in it, this dollar yen. It's having a bit of a move up, but it's still got a lot of work to do. It's only just, for example, just coming back up to its 15-minute 50 MA. So it's got to get past that, and I like to get it the chart's cleaned up, so it's probably going to have to come all the way up to 95, 70 odd before I'm going to get particularly interested in it. And so we'll have to see about that one. So I think that one's going to take a bit of a long time. Let's go back to the pound though, because is there anything more I can do with the pound here this morning? So let's go back and have a quick look here. Because let's have a look. The momentum's okay. It's been pretty good. We've done the 5 live band here on the 5-minute chart. Oh, it's a shame it's already done a band play on the 15. Yeah, looks like it. Oh no, maybe not. So the 15-minute chart may be on, but yeah, that could be on actually. So it could be a 15-minute band play, much like I did on the 5-minute. Then the 15-minute could set up, and but we've already tested yesterday's lows now, so I'm going to leave it alone for now. And I might as well get this one out to you. I'm going to head down the gym. We're 15 minutes in anyway, so I don't want to make it a big 25-30 minute video like last week. So okay, that's just the trading. What am I looking for when it comes to overall daily charts? Okay, very quickly, pound. I want to see it come back down to the this daily band. This daily band hasn't been tested as yet, so I'd like to see it come down to there and get a bounce there. So that's on the pound. It's a similar situation on the euro dollar. Come down to the lower band here. Currently at 132.50, but obviously that changes day by day. But that's what I'd like to see on the euro dollar. Now, so come back to oil, because oil's picking up, isn't it? There we go. So oil's getting closer. And so let me have a look at oil live. It's at 96.5, as you can see down here, down in the bottom right there. Oops, I think you just about see it there. 96.60 at the moment. And I've been talking about this for a long time. It's going to come. It's going to come. I think it's probably going to break this time. So look for 97.50, and that should then pretty much go from there. So that's probably going to be a big move. So I've been talking about it for a long time. Pattern was there, and so that's that. Is there anyone else? Well, obviously the yen's been very interesting. Dollar yen, very interesting in its move down. It got down to 94 just yesterday. I'm still looking for it to come down just that little bit lower before I initiate a major position on the dollar yen. So keep your eye out on likes of Facebook, on Twitter on that one, because I will announce it as and when I do. But at the moment it looks like it's going to be sub 93. It'll be about 92, maybe even to 91, something like that. So keep your eye on that if it does get down there. Right, I'm going to leave that as a wrap for today, and I'll be back in touch on Monday. Have a good weekend.